It's Wednesday, September 13th, 2023. Let's talk about the news. From Al Jazeera, filling of Grand Renaissance Dam on the Nile complete. The Ethiopian government has announced the completion of the years-long process of filling its Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, which is on the Nile and has sparked all sorts of diplomatic issues between Ethiopia and its downstream neighbors, Egypt and Sudan. This should, ostensibly at least, be good news, as now that the dam is filled, Ethiopia won't need to truncate the flow of water on the Nile in order to fill it, which has been a significant source of outrage for the governments of Sudan and Egypt. That said, the Egyptian Foreign Ministry has condemned the final filling of the dam as illegal, and has said that this could weigh on negotiations between the three countries about Nile water management, which were suspended in 2021, but which picked back up last month. The dam should be capable of generating more than 5,000 megawatts of electricity, which would more than double Ethiopia's existing total electricity production. Only half of the country's 120 million people currently have access to electricity, and this could go a long way toward providing energy for more of their population. From the Associated Press, flooding in Libya leaves 2,000 people feared dead and more missing after storm collapsed dams. A Mediterranean storm has triggered floods across Libya, breaking dams which then amplified the floods, leading to the complete destruction of entire neighborhoods in several coastal towns. As many as 2,000 people may be dead, according to a government representative, and 5,000 to 6,000 more are still missing. Libya is in the midst of an ongoing crisis that has left it without a central government since 2011, and that, in turn, has meant little investment in upkeep for public services and infrastructure. The country is currently split between rival Eastern and Western governments, each with their own collection of militia enforcers, and this long-term conflict and governance disarray, combined with a lack of maintenance, has contributed to the severity of these floods. And from The Verge, the antitrust trial against Google Search starts today. A major court case that pits the U.S. Department of Justice against Google began yesterday, kicking off a 10-week throwdown between a Justice Department that's been fairly hands-off with the tech industry for decades and a search provider that's become one of the biggest and most influential companies in the world. The big argument from the Justice Department is that Google, by paying big bucks to make itself the default search engine on most browsers and devices, has created an illegal monopoly and should therefore be broken up or otherwise punished. Google, for its part, argues that it maintains a 90% share of the general search market because it's just better than its opposition, and folks who want to change their default search engine can do so with just a few clicks. There are more specifics being worked through, but that's the core argument, and this case is being compared to the 1990s case against Microsoft, which ultimately, and maybe even somewhat ironically, led to a settlement that allowed the Google Chrome browser to step onto the scene and become dominant. If you're finding some value in one-sentence news, consider leaving a quick review wherever you get your podcasts and/or sharing the show with a friend. You can find out more about this show or subscribe to the email version at onesentencenews.com, and you can support this and other related projects like the Let's Know Things and Brain Lenses podcasts at understandery.com.